Good evening, everyone. My name is Prince. Today I am going to read this book, Atomic Habits Intro. We have already read this book intro, half of the intro, and now this is the second part of the intro, Atomic Habits. Okay. 6 years after I had been hit in the face with a basketball bat, flown to the hospital and placed into coma, I was selected as the top male athlete at Denison University and named to the ESPN Academic All-America team, an honor given to just 33 players across the country. But the time I graduated, I was listed in the school record book in 8 different categories. The same year, I was awarded the university highest academy honor, the President Medal. I hope you will forgive me if this sound boastful. I hope you will forgive me if this sound boastful. To be honest, there was nothing legendary or historic about my athletic career. I never ended up playing professional. However, looking back on those years, I believe I accomplished something just as rare. I fulfill my potential, and I believe the consequences in this book can help you fulfill your potential as well. We all faces challenges in life. This injuries was one of mine, and the experience taught me a critical lesson. Changes that seem small and unimportant at first will compound into remarkable result if you are willing to stick with them for a year. We all deal with setback, but in the long run, the quality of your life often depends on the quality of your habits. With the same habits, you will end up with the same result, but with better habits, anything is possible. Maybe there are people who can achieve incredible success overnight. I do not know any of them, and I am skill I am certainly not one of them. There was not no defining moment on my journey from medical in endued comma to academy all American. There were many. It was a gradual evolution, a long series of small wins and tiny breakthroughs. The only way I made progress, the only choice I had was to start small. And I employed the same strategy a few years later when I started my own business and began working on this book. How and why I wrote this book. In November 2012, I began publishing articles at gameslyclear.com. For years, I had been keeping notes about my personal experience with habits, and I was finally ready to share some of them publicly. I began by publishing a new article every Monday and Thursday. Within a few months, this simple writing habit led to my first 1000 email subscribers, and by the end of 2013, that number had grown to more than 30,000 people. In 2014, my email list expanded to over 100,000 subscribers, which made it one of the fastest growing newsletters on the internet. I had felt like an imposter when I began writing 2 years earlier, but now I was becoming known as an expert on habits, a few labels that existed me but also felt uncomfortable. I had never considered myself a master of the topic, but rather someone who was experimenting alongside my readers. In 2015, I reached 200,000 email subscribers and signed a book deal with Penguin House to begin writing the book you are reading now. As my audience grew, so I did my business opportunity. I was increasingly asked to speak at top companions about the science of habit formation, behavior change, and continuous improvement. I found myself deliver keynote speech at conferences in the United States and Europe. In 2016, my article began to appear regularly in major publications like Times, Enter, Entrepreneur, and Forbes. Incredibly, my writing was read by over 8 million people that year. Coach in the NFL, NBA, and MLB began reading my work and sharing it with their teams. At the start of 2017, I launched the Habit Academy, which became the premium training platform for organization and individual interested in building better habits in life and work. Fortune 500 companies and growing startups begin to enroll their leaders and train their staff. In total, over 10,000 leaders, managers, coaches, and teachers has graduated from the Habit Academy, and my work with them has taught me an incredible amount what it takes to make habit work in real world. As I put the finishing touch on this book in 2018, GameskillClear.com is covered millions of visitors per month, and nearly 500,000 people subscribe to my weekly email newsletter, a number that is so far beyond my expectation. When I begin that, I am not even sure what to think of it. How this book will benefit you. The, the, the interpreter and visitor Neville Ranvikant has said, to write a great book, you must first become the book. I originally learned about the idea method has because I had to leave them. I have to leave them. I had to rely on small habit to rebound from my injuries, to get stronger in the gym, to perform at a high level on the field, to become a writer, to build a successful business, and simply to develop into a responsible adult. Small habits help me fulfill my potential, and since you picked pictures pictures up this book, I am guessing you did like to fulfill your as well. In this page that follows, I will share a step-by-step plan for business better habits, now for day or week, but for a lifetime. When science supports everything I have written, this book is not an academic research paper. It an operating manual. You will find wisdom and practical advice front and center as I explain the science of how to create and change your habit in a way that is easy to understand and apply. The field I do on biology, neuroscience, philosophy, physiology, and more have been around for many years. What I offer you is a synthet- synthesis of the best ideas smart people figured out a long time ago, as well as the most compelling discovering scientist has made recently. My contribution, I hope, is to find the idea that matter most and uncontent them in a way that is highly actionable and think wise. In this page you should credit to the many experts who practiced me. Anything foolish, assure it is my error. The backbone of this book is four-step model of habit, see carving, response and reward. And the fourth law of behavior change, the evolve out of these steps. Reading with a physiology background, many recognize some of these terms of comprehension conditioning, which was the first proposed as stimulus response reward by B.F. Skinner in the 1930s century, and has been popularized more recently as cue routine reward in The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Behavioral scientists like Skinner realized that if you offer the right reward or punishment, you could get people to act in a certain way. But while Skinner model did an excellent job of explaining how external stimuli influence our habits, is like lacked a good explanation for how your thoughts, feeling and feeling impact our behavior, internal states, our moods and emotion matter too. In recent decades, scientists have begun to determine the connection between our thought, feeling, and behavior. This research will also be conserved in this page. In total, the framework I offer in an integrated model of cognitive and behavior scientist. I believe in one of the first model of human behavior is accurately account for both the influence of external stimuli and internal emotion on your habit. While some of the language may be familiar, I was confident that I detailed and the application of four laws of behavior change will offer a new way to think your habits. Human behavior is also changing situation to situation, emotion to emotion, second to second. But this book is about what doesn't change. It about the fundamental of human behavior, the lasting principle you can rely on year after year. This the idea you can build a business around, build a family around, build a life around. This is no one right way to create better habit, but this book describes the best way I know, an approach that will be effective regardless of where you start or what you will try to change. The strength the strategy I cover will be relevant to anyone looking for a step-by-step system for improvement, whether you will goal connector on health, money, productively responsible relationship, or all of the above. As long as human behavior is involved, involved, this book will be your guide. The fundamental where tiny change make a big difference. This is the first chapter. I will read this chapter in the next video. Thanks for watching.